Hello, everybody. It's Courtney Joe, and this is your Factory to Fitness series. Now, I'm excited to have you join me for the next 6 weeks while I do the Deathproof Challenge. So, what is the Deathproof Challenge? That's a 6 week challenge where I go to get in body scans every week. I work alongside a trainer who helps me with my nutrition, and I do my own workouts at home. Now, while you can do workouts inside the gym, I needed something that was suitable for my schedule because with work, it's up and down, first shift, second shift, third shift. I am all over the place. And so I really needed something where I could be held accountable while still being able to do my own workouts at home or at the gym where I work. So, what are some of the things that I did to get myself ready for this? Well, back in 2020, I did the same challenge, but I would quit my job so that I could be full time in the gym and train in CrossFit. From there, I ended up being certified in CrossFit, helping my friends develop a fitness program for people who are in recovery. And I volunteered and coached and did that for the following 3 years. Now, coming up on the fourth year, we had opened our own gym called Rat Park CrossFit, where I started my own challenge again. While I was a coach in the gym, I was also the manager in the gym. So pretty much I lived in the gym. And so you would see as the photos will follow this video that I got back into shape really well and I was able to maintain eating healthy and clean. But then I got a job in a factory. And that's why I call this series Factory to Fitness, because over the past 2 years, I have tried to maintain and can be consistent in the gym, but it was like I could not even be able to do it, every day. I gained 60 pounds really fast just from being on third shift alone. It was like 30 pounds in the first 3 weeks, and I am not exaggerating. And then following that next year, I had gained another additional 30 pounds. And so I got myself back to where I was when I first started after I had my daughter in 2018. I weighed 227 pounds. So I've got all the way back up to 225 again. And I'm excited to share some of the photos with you where you could see where I had, gotten into shape and then I wasn't in shape, areas in my body that I want to be able to work on. But more than that, I had to really take some time off from the gym, from friends, from the things that I was identifying with so that I could learn who I am in Christ. And so much more than that, fall in love with my body no matter what size it was or what size it is. And so I took a year to do that, and I really fell in love with myself, all of my curves. But I know that being heavy is not healthy. I carry a lot of fat around my waist, around my organs, and I want to be able to set that healthy example for my daughter. So follow along with me in this series, Factory to Fitness. I hope that my meal ideas and my routine ideas and just the way that I am able to be consistent with my goals and no matter what shifts I'm working or how many hours I'm working, I'm still trying to commit to what my goals are. So follow along with me.
I was 17 here and had lost 100 pounds within a year. I was addicted to drugs. There had to be a way that I could lose the weight the right way, and so I started my first Death Proof Challenge. I was on fire for fitness and I started running in 5Ks, 8Ks, and I think I ran about 5Ks in my very first year. But so much more than that, I wanted to be able to be an example for my daughter. Now, as you can see here, I was seeing amazing results. I had a small waist, my legs were in check, but I was still never giving myself the credit that I deserved. So I started gaining the weight back again. Then I became a manager at a CrossFit gym and I got my results back. But again, I wasn't loving myself.
Okay, so you might be wondering, what are my goals this time around? Well, I definitely don't want to become who I was before. While she will always be a part of me, I have grown into something new. Over this past year that I've taken time off from the social life, being in the gym all the time, really just trying to focus on my career and going to college full time, taking care of my daughter, I have grown so much that I am not trying to go back. So I'm trying to continue to move forward with my life and become that new thing that God has created me to be. Sorry, I hit the mic. Now, with that being said, my number one goal is consistency. Overall consistency within cooking meals, meal prepping, cooking dinner every night, um, implementing exercise into my routine daily for my mental health, staying on a good sleep pattern. Even though I work across all three shifts, that's very difficult to do, and it's challenging to keep up with cooking as much food as I need to last throughout those days where I'm working so many hours and only able to sleep a few hours. But then there comes that day where you are able to take a nap, but then you end up sleeping for a really long time. And just trying to figure that balance out. Now, I was really struggling over the past year, since working in the factory and switching to first shift, really still wanting to cook dinner, every night. I want to be able to set that example for my daughter, and I want her to eat healthy too. But I found that I was stopping at fast food restaurants all the time, and I got my weight back up quick. It was 225 just not too long ago. I think I'm down to about 219, and I probably fluctuate from 219 to 222, but I am losing fat and gaining muscle. So that's really, really good. That's how my body adapts to the challenges whenever I do them. And so we're going to take a look at how quickly my weight went back up whenever I started working in a factory, and what I've been doing to try to retrain my body to get back into fat burning mode. So keep watching at this Factory to Fitness series.
Started working third shift in a factory, and I went from 176 up to 225 very fast. And as you can see here, I went from a firm butt to no butt. Hello, everybody. So, Courtney Joe here, Holy Sabbath Podcast. I'm so excited to be able to include you on my journey. This year, I am doing it again, 2024. I am doing a challenge, a fitness challenge again, but this time I am faced with having a full-time job in a factory. And more than that, it's a full-time job with mandatory overtime. And I'm enrolled in college full-time online. I'm writing 2 books. I serve weekly, whether it be in the jail as a recovery coach or at the church. So I have been putting this off for a very long time because I've been putting limits on what God can do in my life. And so much more than that, I haven't wanted to spend the extra money to eat right or get the right things that I need. Some other things that I have done is I took away the Total Fitness gym membership because just trying to eliminate some stressors as far as financial security goes. Also, I'm self-publishing the 2 books, so I have to pay for them myself, and that's not cheap. I'm not working out at a gym. I have a gym at work, and then I have a gym here at my apartment complex that are free. So I'm not spending any extra money to utilize other facilities. And my trainer actually suggested that I do that, so I was really happy with that. I didn't feel the pressure that I needed to work out inside the gym that I'm doing the challenge at. So I've done this challenge a couple of times before. My very first time was in 2020, and I seen amazing results. I did not realize just how well I was reaching my goals because I just still seen myself as fat, still seen myself, the way I've always looked, and I could never see my results for what they really were. I never gave myself the credit. Hey, you're actually doing a really great job. I remember there was a time my aunt who lives in California came to visit, and she was like, Courtney, you have to quit losing weight. And I remember thinking, like, what do you mean losing weight? I haven't lost any weight. But she was so right. And as you can see here in these pictures that I am sharing with you, I actually seen really, really fast results. I mean, the way I started my journey was COVID hit. And when COVID hit, I was already starting to do CrossFit because my boss was a CrossFit coach. And I was really getting into the kickboxing first. I started out doing that, and I wrote about it in my book, Beautiful Death. I started doing the kickboxing, really loved it. I loved getting up early enough, to go in there 4 or 5 a.m. and do the kickboxing with a bunch of people and, hurry up and get ready for work. But I had a baby at the time. I had a small baby at the time. And I would put her in my aunt's bedroom while I went and did that. But I always had so much guilt. I could never let myself enjoy anything that I was doing because of the amount of guilt of being a new mom and just like leaving my child in the morning. Even if I were to just get up in the morning and go for a quick run, it's like I couldn't let myself enjoy that, but I was sticking to my fitness goals. I started working out like 3 times a day. I was doing at-home workouts on YouTube. I paid for the V-Shred, program. I followed a meal plan. I did really, really well my first way around and ended up losing, I ended up getting down to like 176, 179, somewhere around that area. I was like fluctuating back and forth between 179 and 176, but I did really well in that Deathproof challenge. Well, the second time around, I was working at a hotel, had a lot of inflammation, really chubby around the waist, and as you can see here in these pictures, I ended up doing really well again. I didn't follow any kind of challenge, but I did my own fitness program because I was a program developer for Rat Park CrossFit and Fitness, and I was working in the gym, so I was like a gym rat. I was in there every day. I was working out all the time, and I was a dance instructor, so it was like I really toned up fast, and I was following my macro plan. I was doing really, really well, and I ended up getting a job at Cummins, working 3rd shift, and it completely took me off my rocker. I started drinking energy drinks, eating bags of chips, eating candy bars, doing whatever I could to stay up throughout the night so I could work and provide for my family. Well, I ended up gaining weight really fast. It was like 30 pounds in the first 3 months. I had gone up, and I was very, very unhappy about it. I was tired all the time, plus my mental health was declining. I was kind of on the wrong path as far as the will of God, and was trying to buy a house, like all kinds of crazy stuff I was doing. I was sleep deprived, and that's been, I did that for like 2 years. And now here I am, 2024, and I wake up this year, it's a new year, and I hear God say, do it again. Do it again. Whether that's writing my books, whether that's doing my fitness program, whether that's, committing to a meal plan, committing to meal prepping, cooking, whether that's, buying the right stuff at the grocery store, do it again. Whether that's, getting back on some supplements that really help my digestion, like apple cider vinegar, do it again. Whether that's, ordering the morning complete and do it again. Just do it again. Spend a little bit of the money and get that stuff because it's what gives me energy. It's what makes me feel good. And, start the book. So I signed 2 book deals. They're not really book deals. I guess I say that they are because I'm so excited that these companies accepted my books. Do it again. And I want to speak that over your life too. Whatever it is you've got going on, if you have a lot of fear that's holding you back, do it again. So this is Courtney Joe with Holy Sabbath Podcast. Keep updated for what's coming next. Courtney Joe here. So it's day 2 of fasting.
and I've had a really bad migraine all day. On day one, yesterday, I had one too, but I was able to take medicine with me to work, and today I didn't have any, so I had to leave work early, which means I'll need to make up those hours later, but I'm not going to stress about it, because a part of this fitness journey and challenge is that we eliminate stressors. I am so thankful to God who has set me up, with a really good manager where I am able to leave work early because of my migraines. But migraines are what have been keeping me from pursuing my fitness goals the past, almost 2 years. Since the end of 2022, so over a year. So there was a good whole year where I was just struggling bad with migraines. I was working third shift, drinking a lot of energy drinks, bags of chips and candy, just completely sleep deprived, mental health declined, and no matter how hard I tried to include fitness into my routine, it just wasn't working. And then, plus mandatory overtime, working 50, 60 hours a week, enrolled in school full-time online, and then, trying to be a mom, but I spent that year really understanding who I am as a woman of Christ. I didn't want to identify myself with the blonde hair. I don't want to identify myself with my makeup. I don't want to identify myself with a group of friends that I hang out with, or how I am a leader in recovery. I don't want to identify in being a gym rat. I had to exhaust all those idols, completely take away and strip away everything that made me who I was and that I was doing in my life. I had to reassess my goals. I thought I was supposed to buy a house, but it's just like I wasn't thinking right. And so this new year, 2024, I didn't want the migraines to keep me from pursuing my goals again. I've done this fitness thing twice before. I know it can be done, but I want to be able to do it better, and I want to love myself through it and give myself the credit of the discipline and the hard work and loving, and I've really taken this past year to love my body no matter what size it is. Now, the reason why I pursue fitness goals is because it makes me feel better, but also because I'm very unhealthy with all the fat that I carry around my waist. I carry a lot of fat around my organs, and my daughter is still young, and I want to still be a mother, again one day. Well, I can't let this migraine keep me from going. I've already invested. I've already committed. I made the decision over a month ago, but really just been procrastinating and putting it off, thinking, I can't spend the money, this and that, but I decided to do it. And I can't let the migraines keep me from going. I can't let the back injury keep me from going. I can't let the neck pain keep me from going. I've spent a year recovering from some injuries and physical therapy and getting used to the job, and it's like, I want to do it again. Whatever it is that you have and you want to do it again, I encourage you to do that, because God will be with you every step of the way. I have some Bible verses that I've been focusing on today that the Lord has so graciously given me Because when we keep our eyes focused on Christ and not on what's going on, we can make it through. You know, I always cave in the first day of fasting, always. And no matter how bad I want to do it, even just for God, or just to like reset myself, the migraines always cause me to cave in. So my trainer suggested that I try napping more often, which I'm not a napper at all. But we'll see if I can rest here a few minutes since I left work early. I have one of these things for migraines. They are the best. Sorry, Bowser. Uh-oh. Sorry, buddy. He's a little mad at me. Sorry. Good morning, guys. So it is day 3, the morning of day 3 fast, and some things that was going on yesterday, and I told you about it. I had a really bad migraine, and last night I wasn't able to sleep very well, but I feel like my underwear is loose on me just from going a few days without any food. I feel like because usually these underwear are really tight on me, like around here, but they feel kind of loose. And just see if when I put the other picture next to it, if you can notice like the difference. There's not as many like rolls in my back, but I know that as soon as I start eating food again, like that will change. And something else I noticed is like I can see the fat in my stomach more. Before I had a lot of like flubbiness, like, but you can see the indents and stuff, and like where the fat is under my skin and around my organs. And you know, I'll always have this little pouch down here, even when I start to lose the weight. But I'm okay with this little fupa down here. Unless I were to get like surgery to get rid of that fupa, I don't know that my skin will ever like really tighten very well again, because the past few times that I've done a fitness journey, that little fupa has stayed. But I will start to tone up like around here. You'll be able to see the definition better, which I'm really excited about. You can kind of already see it a little bit right here, where I've been working out the past month. So really this is my second month. So month 2, day 3, and but I've just started, like, I'm gonna start with implementing the meal planning and the meal prepping and macro counting and working out like 5 days a week rather than only like 3. So I'm excited for you to join me. My legs. See how my legs do. And I always lose my butt and my boobs first. Every time I try to lose weight, I've really been praying to God, let me keep my boobs, let me keep my butt, because I'm not doing CrossFit like I usually do, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But definitely can tell a difference already, just in my waist. At least I feel better. But we'll see what the difference is whenever I start putting food back in me again, because for some reason food just bloats us. But have a good day. day 3 of fasting. I felt okay today. I didn't have a really bad migraine, so I was able to get through the day at work really fine. My mouth was still bothering me really bad, like my teeth. I get off work at 3, and I get to my daughter's school about 3:30. Then we usually get home around 4, unless we gotta stop and get like gas, groceries. I didn't even stop to get groceries today. I just got her something to eat. But I have to turn around and be back at work by midnight. So it's almost 5 now, after getting her fed, taking the dog out. I don't even have time for homework. Blessed I am, because God has given me a job where I have a little bit of downtime now, and I was able to focus on the chapter I had to read for school. I was able to get that done today, but I'm still not able to submit the assignment, and it's due tonight. But I have to try to get a little bit of sleep, because I have to turn around and go right back into work again at midnight. Not only that, my daughter has dental surgery at 7 a.m. So I'll have to leave work early, which means I won't get my full 8 hours. And I'll have to make up that time sometime before the week's over. Luckily, I have a really, flexible job where I can sign up for overtime to make up those hours, so I can get my full 40-hour check. But that's really where I've been coming into a struggle with, is I'm not meeting my 40 hours a week, because I'm always needing to take time off, either for, to accommodate, taking care of my child, or, I get really bad migraines and I have to leave. But I was happy not to have the migraine today as bad. Still did my workout. I did it for 45 minutes, which I won't get that kind of opportunity again either, especially once I start getting busy again. So what I have to do now is just try to zone out and try to get some sleep. I usually have these earplugs. I have a face mask. So I'm hoping to get a little bit of sleep. But I also don't have a fan. I usually can't sleep without a fan. So it's just like I'm really putting myself to the test about all the things that usually I find comfort in. And I'm really kind of taking that all away. I'm still utilizing like my face mask and my earplug, but the fan is something that really, really helps me sleep. And I've not had one for a couple of weeks. So just hoping that I can get a little bit of sleep, because not only do I need to be up in a few hours to go back into work all night, but I have to be able to drive my daughter safely to her dentist appointment in the morning. I did get some sleep. So now I've got to rush and go work the midnight shift. And then take my precious little girl to the dentist in the morning. Hopefully I'll get some sleep tomorrow. But I won't be able to work out. Probably the next couple of days. But still being disciplined and dedicated. All right, you guys, so I'm getting ready to go in to get my first reading, my first weigh-in. So we'll see how we did this first week. Okay, hey guys, I just got back in the car from my first weigh-in. I'm very excited about the results that I've had. You could really tell how hard I've been working this past week. And so my number one goal with doing this challenge is to gain consistency. And even as a leader or just as a person in general, I lack consistency. And so also holding myself accountable by vlogging this experience, and I just hope to be able to help other people one day. But let's check out my numbers. Hey guys, Courtney Joe here on this Factory to Fitness series, and I just want to encourage you whenever you are pursuing any kind of a goal that has to do with fitness, please do not get hung up on the numbers that reflect on the scales. As you can see from my results today, I had amazing results in that first week, and we're not always going to see those same results fluctuate across all the weeks that we pursue a certain goal or challenge. But I just want to encourage you that as you continue to work towards, building muscle and losing fat, that is really where it matters. It's not about how much you weigh on the scale. Now, the numbers that reflected on my in-body scan showed that in that first week, after a 79-hour fast, and then I had, I think, like 2 or 3 days of eating before I went back to get my first weigh-in for that week, and my sleep schedule was all the way messed up, as you guys could see from where I was vlogging. But I still had really, really good results. And I had gained like 8 pounds of muscle mass, which was the most muscle that I had ever recorded, even dating back to 2020, because of the protein that I was eating. I have a high protein diet and a low carb, low fat diet, no starchy carbs. And I'm going to have another episode for you guys that shows the food that I was eating and to help give you meal ideas if you are willing to pursue your own goals and eating healthier and pursuing, getting toned, weight loss, whatever that goal is. For me, mine is consistency. That is what I'm looking to gain with this challenge. And we're really going to find that out is if I continue on past the 6 weeks. Okay. And really what I'm giving myself is 6 months, and we'll see what we do. I've done it for 6 months before, but I always end up falling off somewhere. So we're going to see how it works out this time. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that it holds me accountable by, sharing my experience with all of you.